Precious, time for a little treat.
Come on, girl. Come on, Precious. Come on, Precious.
Yes, the original Iron Patriot, Tony.
Come on, Precious. I got a yummy, yummy snack for you. Precious, are you up there, you little shit? Come and get it, pretty girl. Please come. Come on. Come on.
We all commit some type of self-sabotage. Sometimes we fall short and dream too big. We have regrets and shame. We experience loneliness and seek to find love to fill our lives with. We're all delusional in one way or another, maybe just not as much as Jeff. The purpose of this video isn't to mock. Obviously, we can't help but laugh at some of the most bizarre expressions of the human spirit. And we should all enjoy who Jeff has become and laugh at him and with him. But I inspire you to ignore the little gremlin inside you and give up on any future plans to torture Jeff in any significant way. And that's a lot coming from a basement fungus like me. In taking away Jeff's humanity, we only lose our own. So in this video, we'll try to shed light on the man behind the Iron Patriot. Where did he come from? And when exactly did everything go wrong?
Hello, this is Jeff Crabtree. Hello. Welcome to the Iron Patriot, Jeff Crabtree. Hello.
Jeff Crabtree was born in Des Moines, Iowa on December 4th of 1966, and he is currently 58 years old. When he was 10, his family moved to Chicago, and then, when he was 13, they moved to Dallas, and Jeff lived there until 2007. His mother is an artist and has been a full-time painter since the early 90s and is widely regarded in the art world as a watercolorist. Her work has been featured by many fine art galleries throughout the US, and she's a signature member of the Vermont Watercolor Society. So Jeff definitely grew up around art and must have developed a natural appreciation for it at an early age. Judging from a few uploads on his YouTube channel, his family looks to be a very loving and tight unit, and Jeff must have been very free and encouraged to express himself as a child and a teenager.
With your host, Larry Crabtree, who just cooked us a lovely scrambled eggs and brownie breakfast. Buttered brownies make me smile.
During the late 80s and early 90s, Jeff and his brother Chad were members of multiple bands who actually got around as amateur acts in Dallas. First, there was Romeo and The Dreamers. There was Shame. And of course, Dirty Crabber.
Even if we build our own club, we still couldn't play on pride and proud of money that you're getting done. She always gives me wanted.
Jeff is very fond of this period of his life and talks about it often. Understandingly, people never take him serious, but these bands were super legit. There are several videos on his YouTube channel documenting road gigs, and you can see the bands appear to have somewhere between 5 to 10 road crew members, meaning people who carry their stuff and set up everything on stage.
Right now, the Shame Road Crew is determining the angle in which the main should be pointed. We have the large system for this evening's show. Let's interview our light man for tonight. Are you nervous about tonight? You're gonna use all 8 fingers.
Chris, did you have a safe trip out?
And if I try to play more than a few seconds of these songs, I'll get a copyright claim, as these bands were and apparently still are represented by The Orchard, which is a subdivision of Sony Music Entertainment. Personally, I'm much more into Romeo and The Dreamers and Shame, but I think Dirty Crabber allowed Jeff to showcase more of his personality. Of course, he was the lead singer, and it's a fusion of funk and rock in the same universe as that band that had a whole song about eating peaches, or Primus, or Jane's Addiction. But there's another way to describe it. It's zany early 90s music. In the early 90s, zaniness was at all-time record levels, and Jeff is definitely zany. Jeff likes to monkey around. On his YouTube channel, there's a bunch of skits recorded by he and his friends, so you can definitely see that he was drawn to comedy and physicality, and definitely being the center of attention and the butt of a joke. Dirty Crabber features not one but multiple wacky hats, and lots of lyrics come from weird personal stories, true or fiction, that Jeff has told several times during and after that period. Like the one about how he first came to climax after climbing a tree and feeling the wind on his noodles.
Jack and Orgy.
It's all about masturbating in the treehouse too. You know, there's some kind of. It comes back to the first time that Jeff had an orgasm, which was swinging in a tree.
The first time I actually.
I think the best way.
Monkey see, monkey do. I like to get in the tree with you.
That's where that song came from. The inspiration for that song.
But puberty came on me very strong, Tony. It hit me in those years, the 13, 14. The first orgasm I had, I ran out naked in the backyard and swang on a tree like a monkey.
During his time with Kill Tony, he would retell stories about his musician past, even singing several songs as part of a segment on the show. It's not clear exactly why he gave up music, but Dirty Crabber had its last show in 1994. He was a DJ for some time, but despite his sick shiny outfit, it did not become as fruitful as any of his bands from what I understand. Whatever you want to say about Jeff and his music as it relates to your personal taste, it's very clear that he at least had some natural talent for it. I mean, just listen to him and his brother from their living room. In 2003, Chad Crabtree, Jeff's younger brother, took his own life. He seldom mentions it, but this must have been a devastating blow for Jeff and his family. I already gave you my spiel regarding what I think should be the best practices for human decency and online trolling when interacting with Jeff online, so I won't get into it again, and there's not much I can say. It's a tragic event that must have had a profound impact on Jeff, and I hope him, his family, and Chad find the peace they deserve.
This is a picture that I painted of Chad back in the 90s or
Very,
80s.
very good. You really captured his essence in that one.
You know what I said, what this picture means a lot to me now? Look how one side of it is finished and one side of it isn't. I call that the unfinished life because he didn't finish his life.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what that means
Well
to me
said.
now. And I don't know why I did that at the time. You know, but anyway, I'm very proud of those.
I love LA. I love it. Hello, friends. Jeff Crabtree here again. This is Jeff Crabtree. Hola. ¿Cómo está, Jeff Crabtree? This is Jeff Crabtree, and today I'm joining you from downtown Los Angeles.
In 2007, when he was 40 years old, Jeff moved to Los Angeles to pursue some type of career in entertainment. It was then that he first started his Iron Patriot franchise with a $500 suit that he wore for around 6 years to make extra money. He later upgraded to a $5,000 suit that was shipped from Norway and wore it during his 33 initial appearances on Kill Tony. He also began doing extra work for movies and TV shows and can actually be spotted in the background of some very legit pieces of work. I spent quite a bit of time looking all of these up, so I hope you enjoy the montage. Jeff still lives in LA, but he seems to have moved to a different apartment and has downgraded his lifestyle a bit.
Tonight, I'm going to give you a house tour. I got a small place, guys. I'm just trying to keep expenses down. This is a great place for me because I was living up in Hollywood. The rent kind of got expensive, so I came down here south. I'm just trying to get my entertainment career going however I can, and I'm ready to go. I don't know how long I'll be here, but
Most of his income comes from Uber. He often does content while driving, and to his credit, most of it is wholesome.
Hello, my name is Maria, and my Uber driver Jeff is gonna sing me a song.
all the fellas on the block, they know it's time to tick-tock.
The following is a very detailed account of the events that led to the genesis and demise of the Iron Patriot Kill Tony era.
On the 10th of June of 2013, Jeff got inside of his Iron Patriot suit that he had just received in the mail that very month, took the bus and crashed the Comedy Store. He would continue to take the bus throughout his tenure with Kill Tony, and according to his own recollection, bus drivers wouldn't even charge him. Many of you already know most of what happened next, so I'll do my best to speedrun through it so we can cover lesser known facts and move on to the next and final chapter of this story. Jeff got on episode 2 of Kill Tony and would continue to perform as part of the show up until episode 34 on the 20th of January of 2014. Tony and Redband were figuring out the show as they went along, and in my mind would have taken anything that could add some character to it. They told the story of how they actually met Jeff during that second episode, and Redband also told the very same story on JRE 367.
About 7 minutes before the show started, Brian and I are standing outside and we hear this squeaking noise. And we look over by the doorway, and this is walking towards us, and we have no idea what's going on. It's very quiet. It's just Brian and I. We're watching it walk slowly closer and closer to us. We're thinking it must be somebody, that's gonna kill us or something. And his first words to us were, after he finally stops and through this robotic voice, he just says, "Nice to meet you guys. Really big fan."
But like last night, we were there, and this guy came up. He's like, and he was dressed up as Iron Man, and he came up to us and goes, "I'm a huge Death Squad fan, and I wanted to come here and hang out with you guys." So he's now our new security guy, the guy that like gets the people off stage.
This guy?
Yeah.
What a fucking outfit!
Yeah.
First of all, he's like part Iron Man, part Captain America.
Yeah, and look, he has a microphone thing in it.
I will lead Death Squad into battle against anyone who would threaten our way of life.
That very night, after the show, he also crashed the Steel Panther concert and was able to get on stage.
Make some fucking noise for the Iron Patriot! You know what? Let's have Iron Man say something to the crowd. What do you got to say?
I am the Iron Patriot. I will lead these new Avengers into battle against anyone who would challenge our way of life.
A couple of days later, he also successfully crashed an Adam Carolla podcast and some Kevin Smith show on the Hollywood Improv. Like most recurring characters on Kill Tony, Jeff's story would unfold with each episode as they found out more and more of his backstory. At first, the gag was simply that he was the head of security, a random guy dressed in a costume that couldn't even sit or walk a flight of stairs. He had a handful of catchphrases, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah, nothing like having a head of security who, his last words to me before the show were, "There's no steps around where I'm standing, are there?"
New layers kept being discovered as weeks went by. For example, the Iron Patriot was into taking recreational substances and would go deep into hippie philosophy.
Pondering the mysteries of the universe, realizing that we're all at
the center of our own universe. It's all a dream.
He would do noises whenever a comic missed their spot. And of course, he was very much into singing.
Stop in the name of love before you break my heart.
They found out he did extra work for movies and TV shows very early on, but only got to Dirty Crabber and all of Jeff's musical adventures by episode 11. Of course, Jeff performed a number of his songs during the first part of many episodes. But other, more insidious threats kept coming up. Jeff was a bit of a deviant and was known to overshare quite a bit.
Natasha, can I talk to you for a second? Today I spent some time looking at pictures of your feet on the internet. Okay, well I saw you on a web series today, Daddy Knows Best. And this particular episode, they got a really good angle on your feet. And they're really cute. I haven't had sex since the summer of 2004. And the last time before that was 2 times in 1997. And then 2 years later, I did bestiality with my Cocker Spaniel. I put Hershey chocolate on my banana and the Cocker Spaniel licked it off. You know what I also did? You know at the car wash they have those vacuum tubes where you vacuum your car? I put that on my banana and sucked it dry. It was great. I did that about 3 times.
Ultimately, none of this is what ended Jeff's relationship with the show. Throughout each episode, you can clearly see Tony get fatigued as the Iron Patriot would try to do too much and would often make things uncomfortable. We also know that behind the scenes, Jeff had been bothering Redband quite a lot about the production of the show.
And that's what was frustrating me, because I wanted to get it moving quicker. I mean, we just had that one camera in a badly lighted room. I said, I want it to look like it looks now right away. I was like, let's get this motherfucker going. I was, from the very beginning, I wanted us to get in the main room. If I could go back and talk to the person I was back then, I'd just say, just relax. Just let Tony and Brian go at their own pace. Don't try to rush them. Just let them keep doing it the way they want to do it. Brian likes to do it his way. So I was so stupid in trying to give Brian suggestions. He does not want any ideas from me about how to do the show, or produce the show. So
After Kill Tony 34 with Doug Benson, Tony, Redban, and the Iron Patriot were guests on Doug's podcast Getting Doug with High. When they left, Jeff messaged Doug to see if he could be a sidekick on that show instead of Kill Tony. This story was told on Kill Tony 35 and has been confirmed by all parties involved, including Jeff himself.
Kill Tony 34 was the one with Doug Benson, and then he invited us, of course, to come on Getting Doug with High. Some things had been building up, and I left the show after that. I just should have told him I needed a break. I mean, I said a lot of different things in that call, but you know, I told Tony I wanted to stay with him, but I wanted him to leave Brian. I knew he wasn't going to leave Brian. I just couldn't.
To make a gag out of losing the Iron Patriot, through the next 70 or so episodes, Tony had a revolving cast where the cheapest Iron Man suit available, showing just how replaceable Jeff was. As a sign of protest, Jeff sat on the audience of Kill Tony 48, 49, 50, and 52 wearing the full Iron Patriot suit, and on episode 57 as a civilian. On episode 100, he was brought on to celebrate the milestone and would go on to pressure Tony to bring him back full-time. After getting frustrated by not being a part of the show, Jeff stormed the stage on episode 213. Jeremiah Watkins tried to bring him on when he hosted Kill Tony 244, but the Comedy Store management decided Jeff was banned after storming the stage. Jeff would keep messaging Tony trying to get back on the show, but then, almost 12 years later, Jeff finally moved on with his life and forgot all about Kill Tony.
People all over the world joined in to my love stream. People all over the world join in to my love stream. Hello, everybody. This is Jeff Crabtree, aka Iron Patriot. I hate everyone and I hate myself. This is the way it is, motherfucker. Get used to it. I need a hot bitch on here to make me look fucking famous. I have no pussy here right now. Until that changes, I'm gonna hate everyone. Famous Iron Patriot is in your In-N-Out Burger. You're fucking telling me not to film, you fuck. So fucking lucky I'm even in here. I have enough problems. Look at all those comedians that were on that volume 1. Fucking jack off right in front of you right now. The brilliance of the Iron Patriot. You forgot about where you came from. In the future, fuckers, everybody will know me. I don't care about the views. That was the most incredible day in entertainment history. See you, man. Tony and Brian were amateurs. I don't want to hear your ass fucking queefing. They were fools on that day. They were fools. Call me today, Tony. You know the first thing I'm gonna do after I fuck you in the ass, Tony? Sorry, I got emotional. I'm just sick of this bullshit. It's just unbelievable. The lack of fucking respect. I should have been the first one inducted in the Kill Tony Hall of Fame. I don't even care if Michael Lara was about to die. Fuck that. Induct the Iron Patriot, then induct Michael Lara.
Let me explain exactly what madness I saw unfold before I show you the whole picture. I stumbled upon Jeff's channel and decided that his livestreams in particular were too interesting not to cover. I knew I wanted to make a video about the human being behind the suit, so I began watching and reading everything I could find. To recap, he currently has to drive for Uber to make money, has moved to a much smaller apartment, and sometimes struggles to stay afloat. His socials paint a picture of someone on a very long manic episode, and he also completely fucked his IMDb profile. The last extra work I can find from him is from 2017, and I doubt he is still mentally fit to be hired by anyone at this point. His YouTube channel no longer exists, but it was mainly random Kill Tony rants, many childhood videos, all the music stuff, Red Bar and Alex Stein interviews, and much more delirious nonsense. But what I kept coming back to was the live streams, which is what you're seeing right now. Jeff streams daily, and I mean every single day, and does karaoke sessions for about 3 hours as he counts down to the next big Kill Tony arena show. He's been counting down for more than 2 years now. These streams were oddly entertaining and became even more so as I went into the chat. I eventually even joined a Discord server dedicated to Jeff's magical world of live streaming. I'm definitely into weird stuff, but Jeff's fan club was even more fun than watching Jeff himself. For how weird and even dark Jeff's livestream was, his audience was pretty wholesome. We would count how many little kicks he performed during solos, we counted how many beers he had, they requested songs, and we followed along as the usual routine would unfold. Jeff is very much a creature of habit. He sang for about 3 hours, but his live streams were about 12 hours long as he always slept on camera. Between songs, he would sit on his couch to sip beer and share with his Iron Patriot suit. He did this every single night, multiple times during each live stream. Towards the end of the night, he would take his top off and play with his nipples a little bit. Sometimes he would show us his jar of Vaseline and ate stovetop stuffing, and I mean, he ate this every single night. Then he would cap it off with a few scoops of ice cream and call it a day. And so, we would watch this hamster man run in his wheel and clip the best moments for posterity. There was the night when he brought in a smoke machine and triggered his smoke alarm.
I pulled this off finally and disabled the wire. Oh my fucking god.
One night, he somehow got a girl in his apartment and weirdly whispered the whole night.
Scene with Gary Stanley.
Yes.
And, okay, that was The Office. You seen The Office?
Oh yeah. Everyone's seen The Office.
There was the lamp and the tripod incident. Amazing beer pours, Jarvis troubleshoot sessions,
Close the mask. Close the mask. Close the mask. Close the mask.
and many insane quotes that we would record both in video and text form. And bear in mind that, unlike me, most of these people didn't even find Jeff through Kill Tony. We all knew we were watching a man slowly get more and more insane and indulging in very self-destructive behavior, but we thought he was pretty much harmless. And as much as we found it funny, we really didn't want anything bad to happen to him. The community even made pretty cool thumbnails for the actual live streams. He began flashing his penis, first very quickly, almost disguising it as accidental, and then on the 25th of May, after the usual 3 hours of songs, Jeff appeared fully naked as he danced around and even had his meal. At this point, I'm about halfway into making this video and the Discord server is in uproar as we fear the channel will get taken down. I'm trying to edit as fast as I can and trying to download hundreds of gigabytes of his live streams. But then, on the 26th of May, Jeff again sang his songs, but then gave us a new show as he fully jerked off on screen. The channel was immediately taken down, which brings us to today. This video is obviously bipolar, as Jeff himself probably is. While researching his early life, I developed real empathy for him and even found some similarities between him and me. But that Jeff Crabtree no longer exists. A very depressed and manic narcissist is all that's left. A man with negative self-awareness and perfectly stuck in the past like no other person ever was. A man obsessed with fame, living the most passionate and intense parasocial relationship ever. We should give him credit and even take a small lesson from him when it comes to taking risk. As stupid as it may seem now, what he did as far as buying the suit and crashing Kill Tony 2 could have actually changed his life for the better in a very significant way. Small things can become huge things in our lives if we're open to them. As for everything else, I can't, in good conscience, say Jeff is harmless anymore. He now streams on Facebook, looks ready to repeat the whole cycle once more, and he can rationalize it any way he wants. He is now a public masturbator. I don't know if this side of him was always there or developed recently, but let's just say that there were definitely signs.
Have you ever just wanted to make love to a cat? Felix, the tail just kind of goes up in that way where it just makes it easy for a nostril to enter. No.
He could have tried to settle into being a 60-year-old YouTuber with a quirky past and tried to milk whatever monetization he could get from that, but he only cares about Netflix and Tony Shore's documentary about Kill Tony and movies he imagines will be made about the show where he hopes to play himself one day. By the way, I was in contact with Jeff while editing this video and asked him a couple of questions. After answering a first round, he then sent me the following email. So it's still worth remembering that he's a human being with a totally innocent family and whatnot, and I don't know what else to say, so I'll just send the video. Big shout out to the Crabman Discord, Riley, JP, Champ, Adam, BNW, So Outrageous, Shiv, No Care, and the rest of the gang. This video really took a lot from me, so this time I'll shamelessly ask you to support the channel by liking, subscribing, commenting, sharing, and all of that good stuff. Jeff's story already developed further, I might cover it, although I really think I need an Iron Patriot break in my life. But in any case, I'll be back in a couple of days with another video, and until then...
See you, man. See you, man. See you, man. Gentlemen, this get hard. See you, man. See you, man. Gentlemen, this get hard. Chinaman naked, the fastest desecrated. Chinaman naked, the fastest desecrated. Chinaman naked. Chinaman naked, the fastest desecrated. Chinaman naked, the fastest desecrated. See you, man. Turn them in.